Ever just feel like you're being watched by the locals and judged? Yeah, me too. Hello and welcome back to the series on Lewis and Harris. This is video number 3. So if you've not seen the rest, you can check them out after you watch this one. The watch order's not really going to make much of a difference, to be honest. So a nice start to Dailbeag Beach. This offshoot is just flowing down straight into the water. We've got some nice patterns in the sand just here as well, and an ever collapsing cliff of sand there. And these two cliffs are just fantastic with framing the waves. I'm probably going to have a few footprints I might need to get rid of, but we'll see how we get on. I'm wanting this to be quite a high shot, which is tough because I have a small tripod because I am a small man. But we'll see how high we can get. I want to get it down to about maybe a second or two for an exposure. I want to get a bit of motion in this, but I don't want to completely lose the shape of the waves. So we'll see what we can manage. I think it'll be a bit of trial and error, to be honest, but we'll see how we get on. Stepping off the beach and climbing up, you get some fantastic views from the cliffs. This would be an ideal sunset location, just looking out west over the ocean with some objects just in the background, the nice cliffs layering up nicely. Oh, and here we go, a couple of sneaky wee photos of Nix. I wasn't planning to spend too long at this beach, it was more just a stopover, as I had a lighthouse in mind for sunset that had a good walk in, so I wanted to leave myself time for that. Carrying on, it was really just trying to see what I could have a play about with, using all these little lines and patterns in the rocks to give a bit of a foreground interest with the cliffs in the background. When it's a broad daylight like this, I'm never expecting anything fantastic, so I'm quite happy to just shoot and experiment and see what I get. If I miss a shot, I miss a shot, it's not a big deal. After what ended up being far too long just flying the drone, watching the waves which were absolutely hypnotic, I got back to the car. I did plan to try and catch Stack Frisch Arch, which is just a bit further north from the cliffs I was at, but time was just starting to get away and I figured I'd just leave that for another visit.
I like to stop off when you've got these wee sort of attractions, so we say, and you can see them in sort of 5 minutes, especially when these are just free, and if you had these in the mainland, guaranteed they'd be trashed, so it's nice to see. And there's a wee book about Epstein's Island, the conditions appearing to model what some of the guests probably had as well.
I was dragged about for a while trying to find a cafe or shop or something that was open to get something to eat that was a wee bit fresh made and tastier, but it's a Sunday, so everything in the island is closed. I only got fuel because there was a 24-hour pump that you could pay with your card, which is why I always never let my tank drop below half when I'm on these islands, just in case you get caught out. Even if they say 24 hours, you never know when the card might not work or the reader might be broken. But for food wise, I've got an assortment of cereal bars and protein bars now, because I've not really got time to make any of my camping meals. So I'll head off to Eilean Glas Lighthouse, hopefully about an hour and a bit's walk to get out there, just in time for golden hour to start kicking up. So yeah, I kind of need to get a move on because it's 2:45 now.
I found this track on Walk Highlands, just assuming it was the way to walk to the lighthouse with no other choice. And it was decent enough. There was these markers that showed you where to go. They were dead easy to see, so there was no navigation worries. The path was well trodden, however, it was also incredibly boggy. And due to the centre, you had this hard crust, but you just went straight through it into the marsh. So there was a lot of hopscotch done just to get across. Not very easy to show in the video, but trust me, it was a pain in the butt given the fact I was in a bit of a hurry. About 1 kilometre from the lighthouse, I came out and observed this fantastic gravel path, which I should have thought about because there's a shop at the lighthouse, like a cafe, and there's no way they're going across that boggy marsh to get there. But it was more of an adventure, I suppose, the original way. So we carried on and got ourselves up, and the views were fantastic.
So what I've got here is 2 people standing just way up there, right in the way of my shot, but you can't really see them that far away. Using the posts on the left and the right, as well as the pylons, we're getting an absolutely fantastic zigzag taking you up towards the lighthouse, and the pylons are framing it just perfect. Sometimes shit just lines up.
There's no shortage of compositional options on this lighthouse. It's probably one of my favourites now. I'd never really paid any attention to it because it was on the island and I couldn't just get to it that easily. But I'll definitely be paying it another visit. It is just absolutely stunning on its wee rocky outcrop, and you get a lot of interesting features that you don't on many others, like these electrical poles leading up to it. You've got a lot of foreground rocks, a lot of background elements. It's nice. And one of the best things, you can get up and wander around the whole thing, which is quite rare these days. A lot of them are a bit more closed off, or they're actually just used as houses and you can't get into them. Anyway, I realised that the golden light was quickly disappearing, so I got round and a bit further away from the lighthouse, just so that I could look at it and get the sun casting its beautiful evening rays over it. I did actually come across 2 otters just as I was getting to this point that were having a snack on an absolutely massive fish, but they were gone way before I could get any of my camera gear out, which was a bit of a shame, but I suppose it was me disturbing their dinner. I've just got my wide angle lens here on so that I can capture these rocks, which are given a great contrast between the golden sun hitting and highlighting half of it, and then the dark crags where it's just all in shadow. And then we've also got the lighthouse in the background. All I was missing was some clouds to capture that golden light, but there's still a really nice fade in the background, so pretty happy with that result. At this point I'd been on the go all day and was shattered, absolutely knackered, not going to lie. So I was really looking forward to getting back to the car and getting something proper to eat. And in my haste, I almost forgot to stick the drone up for some footage and a wee photo, but I remembered just in time before that light completely disappeared. Funnily enough, on the way back I decided to take the gravel path, which actually took just the same amount of time to walk, as much as it's a wee bit of a greater distance, so you can obviously travel a lot quicker on it. But that brings this video to an end. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it and liked the photos. Always stay for these ends, there's a few photos that I'll slip in that I've just not got any footage of when I captured. And we've got one more video where I go south and visit Uist, so that should be up next week. As usual, I'm on Instagram at 4pads. There's a Ko-fi link if you want to help support the channel below. Like and a subscribe goes a huge way, and if you wanted to stick a wee comment on, let me know which is your favourite photo. That's always appreciated. So thank you and goodbye.